An international auxiliary language is used when speakers of different nations need to communicate but lack a common language. The necessity of a secondary language utilized for communication between nations has been noted since medieval times. The secondary language chosen has historically been the one spoken by the most dominant state. For example, Latin and Russian have been used at various points in time and geopolitical area. The fact that dominance dictates the international auxiliary language adopted has been a sore point in international politics. As such, use of a constructed language for international communication has been advocated. A constructed language is a geopolitically independent, artificial language consciously and methodically designed for streamlined human communication, of which the most widely spoken is Esperanto. Our video is going to introduce the benefits and the criticisms on Esperanto, which in turn analyzes its viability to replace English, the current most dominant international auxiliary language. Esperanto is a planned language for international use and is the most developed of all constructed languages. Esperanto is today the only artificial language which has been able to form and to maintain a mass movement. English has been viewed as the international language to learn. As long as you know English, you'll be able to communicate anywhere in the world. However, only 10% of the world speaks English. Esperanto is considered to be much easier to learn. Esperanto spelling is phonetic. In Esperanto, every letter has just one sound. Every sound has just one letter representing it, and the emphasis is on the next to last syllable. So once you have learned all the sounds in Esperanto, you know how to spell. It is a lot easier compared with English, on which we've spent much time learning in grade schools. In Esperanto, there is a specific characteristic for each part of speech and grammar. Dr. Zamenhof has set the rule so that the writer could easily identify the noun, adjective, or verb. All nouns in singular form ends with O. If it is plural, just simply add J followed by O. All adjectives ends with A. If the adjective is describing a plural noun, then J has to be added after A as well. Be verbs are all the same in Esperanto. Esperanto belongs to no particular people. It functions as a neutral language. Compared with speaking a foreign language to a native speaker of that language, every Esperanto speaker is equal, at least in terms of language. Thus, more and more people are learning Esperanto to acquire knowledge of an international auxiliary language without any cultural ties. In short, not only is overall language acquisition relatively simple, Esperanto becomes popular for its cultural neutrality, and it has been proven useful for acquisition of other languages.